Hey there everybody, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Puborama, and in today's video, I'll be reviewing the Imponte Phoenix. This is actually quite a rare muscle car in Grand Theft Auto Online. A lot of vehicles are purchased with money. Anybody that has a lot of money in the game can essentially get any car in the game. Apart from some of the vehicles that Rockstar releases for about a week when the new update DLC comes out, and then they go away, and then another couple weeks later they are released once again. But as I said, as long as you're playing the game regularly and you have a lot of money, you'll always be able to pick up that car when it does come out. However, what I'm driving in front of you is not a vehicle that you can find on any website in Grand Theft Auto Online. In fact, the only way to actually get this car is to find it on the road and to steal it. Now, honestly, it's not that challenging of a car to find on the road. All you need to do is drive a muscle car, go into a new lobby, and once muscle cars start spawning around the map, there's a chance that this car will also be in that spawn pool. It's not the hardest car to get your hands on, but a lot of people don't actually have this vehicle, and a lot of people don't know that this car actually exists, which makes it a really unique vehicle, especially when you take a look at the upgrades this vehicle features. Let's start off with upgrading the Phoenix. Let's showcase what this vehicle's got going for it. And I'll be honest, it's actually got a decent chunk of upgrades for a vehicle that you can't even find on any stores. It doesn't have the craziest upgrades, especially compared to newer cars. You know, it doesn't have 30 spoiler options, but it still has some decent options, and a lot of ways you can actually change how the car looks cosmetically. So let's start off with the base things. Then we got a couple different bumpers. You got a custom chin spoiler and an extended chin spoiler. I definitely like the custom, but the stock isn't too bad if you actually want more ground clearance. We can add some engine tunes and exhaust. We can also put some big bore exhausts or titanium tuner exhaust. Honestly, I think both of these exhausts are really nice. I'm gonna go for the big bore just because I like the way it matches with the way the cutouts are. We got a grill option. You can either remove the grill or keep the stock grill on. Personally, I like the grill there. I just think it looks better, so we're going to leave it. You can also give this car a triple intake or a single intake. Honestly, pretty dang sick options. I kind of like the car stock, but you know what? There's so many good options for this car when it comes to upgrades. Let's put on the single intake. I think that one looks absolutely sick. Alright, let's put on those xenon lights to make it look modern, and now we have the respray. Now what's nice is that you can change the main color, which is the outer, and then we can also change the stripes on the center. So you can actually kind of have this car as if it has a livery. It's just a fixed livery on this vehicle that you're obviously only able to pick two colors from. So I could do yellow. I think yellow is a really nice color for a vehicle like this. Lime green also looks pretty dang sweet. So does blue. I'm gonna scroll through these colors really quick and we'll see what I like the best. Yeah, I gotta be honest, I gotta stick with the yellow. There's a real-life picture of a Superbird that just reminds me of this yellow, and it's such a blaring color contrast to what you see on the roads. I just think it looks absolutely amazing. We're gonna do a classic white striping on the center. I was tempted to make the car all solid yellow, just like the real-life one, but at the same time, I like stripes. I'm a man who likes a nice stripe down the center of the car, so that's what we're gonna be sticking with. Now, there are some roof upgrades you can pick, like making the entire roof glass. The reason I don't do it is for two reasons. A, if I ever do missions, having a glass roof is not always the smartest decision. And B, I think it actually looks better with a solid stock roof. So we're going to be sticking with that. But still, very cool options there. We got some custom skirts on the side, and we got a pretty lame spoiler. And then the best spoiler in the game. This is right up there next to the Gauntlet Classic spoiler. It is just absolutely amazing to have that big old wang stuck on the back of the car. You have to go with it if you're going to get this vehicle upgraded. So let's put on the turbo wheel type. Let's go. Honestly, I like off-road rims for a car like this. I just feel like I'm going to be driving this thing off-road due to the way I'm going to be tasseling it. But the car looks nice. Overall, I have to say, it is an incredibly nice looking muscle car. Let's be real, this has got to be one of the nicest looking muscle cars in the game. I do think that the Gauntlet Classic looks better, but you can't beat free. This car you can find for absolutely free on the street. You don't need to spend any money to actually keep it as your personal vehicle, which is absolutely insane, especially when you realize just how dang nice this car looks. So the fact that any player can get their hands on this vehicle for free, and the fact that it's a very rare car to find in a lot of people's possession, it makes it just one of the coolest and most unique vehicles out there available. I've always loved the look of this car, and as I said, that wing just always stands out to me. Now, when it comes to actually handling, top speed, overall maneuverability, it's not a bad vehicle. In fact, we're going to be doing a time trial here, the Fort Zancudo time trial, which is going to take us about 1 minute and 44 seconds from start to finish. We have to drive 3.1 miles. We're going to see how we can do this time trial compared to other decent muscle cars. Now, this is not the fastest muscle. It features a top speed of 113 miles per hour, which allows this vehicle to arrive in 30th place when it comes to the fastest top speed for muscle cars. I'll be real, it's not the fastest in the world. There are vehicles that go over 130 miles per hour in the muscle class that not only feature a better top speed, but even better handling. But to be fair, this vehicle's free. It looks amazing, and it's still not that slow for what is the muscles class, and it actually handles decently well, being in about 38th place. So overall, it's not the best muscle car. I'm definitely not going to sit here and tell you that it is, because that would be a lie. But it's definitely not the worst muscle car either. It will be fast enough to drive you from point A to point B, and especially if you're going to car meets, this is a vehicle that will turn a lot of heads, because I don't think I've ever seen this vehicle brought to a car meet. Not a lot of people really showcase this car. It's quite a rare niche vehicle. So we're just going to see how fast I can complete this time trial in the Phoenix, and then we're going to compare the time we get in this vehicle to, how about a newer vehicle? How about the Gauntlet Classic Custom? That's a very, very fast muscle car, and it's kind of the better version of this vehicle. So I would actually like to see how it compares in lap time, at least on the time trial compared to the Phoenix. Now, what you'll notice is that the Phoenix's real only problem when it comes to handling is the cornering capabilities. The vehicle gets up to speed pretty fast. It's just the fact that you got to slow down a lot to get around corners. I'm even running off-road tires, which do give you a slightly better grip coefficient than a lot of the other tires in the game. But even then, it's still a bit of a struggle to actually turn this vehicle and not struggle. But we're doing fine so far. Let's just get around that car there. All right, you'll notice the car, it handles okay. I mean, as long as you don't gun it and you don't get tire spin and oversteer, you're fine. And it'll go completely fine. Right now we're going at about our top speed, it feels like. Let's get around this corner and keep on going this way. All right, there you go. We're at about 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock right now, which makes sense because we're not going to be able to beat this time trial. Not only are we actually following the road rather than taking shortcuts, but I just want to follow the road. That way, whatever muscle car we use next, also we follow the exact same route with. But you'll see, car handles fine. It's not the best, as I said, but it's not the worst. It'll definitely get you there. So let's keep on going up this road. Full speed ahead. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good. I'm always a little nervous when going uphill with this car, because not only does it mean when you're going around corners you have a lot less grip, as you can see there, but you gotta apply a lot more gas to keep your speed while going uphill. So it's a bit challenging, but not something we can't deal with. Let's just drift around that corner there, make it around here, and done. 2 minutes, 19 seconds. All right, now let's go pull out a faster muscle car, like the Gauntlet Classic, and see how it can do. Yeah, I figured the best car to compare the Phoenix to is the Gauntlet Classic Custom, because they're literally the exact same vehicle, or they're not the exact same car. A bit of backstory I should talk about here. This is the Dodge Daytona. In real life, this is a car that was used in NASCAR, and it was actually one of the fastest cars to ever go around the NASCAR track, which is pretty dang cool. This is a production car based off of the NASCAR vehicle. In the 1970s and 60s, and I'm not sure if it's still the same today, but way back, NASCAR vehicles had to be production cars. So if you wanted to make a really good car in the NASCAR racing series, you also had to make that version of the vehicle you're racing with an actual production car. Because of that, Dodge used Plymouth to make basically a road legal variant of the Superbird. I think that's absolutely sick, and because of that, it's a major reason why I've always thought this car is absolutely amazing when it comes to racing pedigree. If I make a lot of money someday, you will see me driving around in one of these. But let's make our way over to the time trial and see if we can beat the time. Full speed ahead. Now, I do have to say, looks-wise, I do have to, admit, I like the look of the Gauntlet Classic better. First of all, it's got pop-up headlights, which is just an absolute win. But not only does it have pop-up headlights, the car just looks better. It's a newer car, it's got more upgrades, it's got more everything, and that makes sense. It's also got better top speed and better handling. But again, this is a much newer car when it comes to Grand Theft Auto Online. I would love if Rockstar would revamp the Phoenix, give it some more spoiler options, give it some more upgradability, some more liveries, anything like that, more bumper options, more hood options. I think that would all be very greatly appreciated, and I'd love to see that. So I don't know if Rockstar will ever do that, but they've done it for other vehicles like the Turismo, and I think it'd be really cool to see a vehicle like the Phoenix actually get upgrades like that. But here we are, making our way up, going over towards the checkpoint. We're at 51 seconds so far, and 1.8 miles to go. You can definitely see the speed difference on this car. It is way faster. And overall, this vehicle does not have that drifting problem that we had in the Phoenix. It doesn't turn as well. This thing turns like a freaking boat, which makes sense. This car is like 22 feet long in real life. It's ridiculously long. But yeah, it makes sense it doesn't turn all too great, but I have to say it definitely... well, I was going to say it handles better, and then I crashed. Well, oh well, let's just restart it. Alright, here we go again, around the corner. Now, I do have to say, I think this lap is a lot better than my previous one, probably because I'm paying more attention to actually driving this time. But yeah, let's not crash this time and rolling around the corner here. Here we are, and look at that. No cars in our way. Oh my god, nope. I think that actually right there is the corner that we crashed at, but we're all good. Applied the brakes, and let's keep on going. 1 minute, 23 seconds on the clock, and 2 minute 19 is the time to beat. I definitely think we're going to beat it, but by how much? Well, judging that we were getting the red timer about now, I'd say we're probably about 5 to 8 seconds ahead. But let's roll around this corner very quickly. Ooh, you can see the turning on this vehicle is... It's quite awkward. It's a long car, and because of that, its handling is definitely a bit weird, especially when rolling around these big, expansive corners here. But we're doing fine. Let's hug this corner tight. There you go. And then we gotta hug this corner tight. Here we are. Alright, not too bad. Ooh, okay. 2 minutes, 5 seconds. We just gotta roll around this corner, and we will hit the checkpoint. Come on, go. Keep going. Yeah, we did it. Alright, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Honestly, that wasn't a whole lot faster. That was only about a, 4-second difference overall, which, you know what? I'm actually a bit disappointed in the Gauntlet Classic. I think the problem is just the vehicle turns like an absolute animal. It's just awful at turning. Look at this thing. Turning, and off the road. It just cannot turn. But, as I said, that does make sense, because this vehicle is one of the longest cars in real life, which is kind of dang crazy. At the end of the day, the Phoenix is a super unique muscle car. And while it may not be the fastest, it is definitely a very fun vehicle. If you don't have one, I would highly suggest to find one on the street and pick it up, because it is definitely worth your time. As I said, it's a free vehicle. It is an incredibly rare and unique vehicle, and at the end of the day, there's really nothing you can go wrong with this car. It's just pure fun. It's really fun to bring to car meets, and I really like the fact that this car likes to drift a lot, because when we're rolling around corners, as you can see, it's just so easy to get the car in a spin, which is actually fun. It's really fun to drive. So at the end of the day, hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think about the car in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.